The signal is calling. Our planet is falling. The danger will test you. Better make it Lightspeed Rescue. Greetings, Rangers. We're back. And we're returning to the realm of those mighty morphin powerhouses once more. This time with one of the underrated seasons of the saga.
Lightspeed Rescue!
Believe it or not, Lightspeed Rescue shockingly wasn't as popular as it is now. In fact, this season initially was one of the more polarizing entries of the Ranger series. Lightspeed actually has a rather mixed reception amongst fans, even within the veteran fan circle. Some either saw this show as a rather underwhelming average Ranger adventure, which got heavily outclassed by the superior seasons surrounding it, thanks to its forgettable heroes and underdeveloped baddies, while others see it as a criminally underrated epic, which carried on the mature atmosphere of the golden era, and contains incredible Ranger warriors, and the most sinister villains to ever haunt your nightmares. Luckily, I'm one of the hardcore fans who loves it. Lightspeed Rescue is awesome, easily among my top 5 favorite Ranger seasons. While I won't deny it had problems and issues like many a Ranger show, there's so many powerful moments which successfully land on the good side over the lame.
I heard you out. I think you're nuts.
But those unfamiliar with fine art may be asking, what's this Ranger show even about? And how come it hasn't changed my life? Lightspeed Rescue is another series which steadied the trend of standalone Power Ranger shows. It has little to no connection to major continuity from the seasons beforehand, acting as a genuine solo show for newer crowds to leap right into, without knowing everything about the lore. Admittedly, doing a stronger attempt than the Galaxy Rangers, since you could literally watch this series without knowing jack about previous Power Ranger mythos, enhancing the audience-friendly access.
Thanks! Now I can follow along and feel invested.
After In Space and Lost Galaxy took the fun sky high, Lightspeed Rescue brought us back with a down-to-earth show, both literally and metaphorically. In this series, the Power Rangers are not teenagers with attitude, but actual adults. The Rangers are fully grown-up, moderately mature adults. For the first time ever, we got government-funded Power Rangers. The US military requires a new generation of mighty morphers, as the Earth now has nobody protecting it from new monstrous threats on the horizon. Where elite military man Captain Mitchell recruits the best rescue workers and highly skilled adventurers our planet has to offer to become a part of this elite team. That's right, the Power Rangers are rescue heroes, first responders, ace military troops, and SeaWorld workers.
You are one smart shopper.
Our heroes are actually real-life heroes. Veteran rescue workers who save lives on a daily basis become upgraded to superheroes, which I really love because these Rangers are genuinely competent, skilled professionals who also act as great role models for the kids. Even better, for the first time in Power Rangers history, the hero identities are not secret because they're public figures known by the whole world as they serve the citizens, and their battle with evil monsters is common knowledge, meaning our heroes can keep people safer with the truth.
A monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
Shut the hell up!
The Rescue Rangers are pretty delightful icons. Sadly, they get some flack from viewers due to not being as well developed as characters compared to other superior teams. Though that didn't stop my love for this, because what elevates the show for me was that these Rangers combat demons from hell. Yes, the frickin' Power Rangers of all people are actually duking it out with demons straight out of the Nether Realm. You will never convince me that Lightspeed was a bad show, since this concept alone is phenomenal. How often can you say that the Power Rangers not only made hell canon, but our childhood heroes are slaying demons? The show's primary antagonist, Queen Banshira, and her demon generals are super underappreciated foes too, complementing an already rad series. The demons might be my personal favorite villain gang of Power Rangers, cause I love them all. The Dark Queen, backstabbing Olympus, noble demon Diabolico, the kooky Jinxer, and especially Vipra. Oh, Vipra.
Oh yeah, she's my cherry pie. Put a smile on your face, 10 miles wide.
Ah, well, if it isn't the Simps.
The Hellspawn broke out of their tomb, unleashing darkness upon the land, where the Queen seeks the destruction of Mariner Bay in order to rebuild her empire, genociding those inferior humans along the way.
This isn't your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness.
I definitely argue that this show totally lived up to the darker and mature tone both In Space and Lost Galaxy gifted the saga. There were some pretty great tales and serious dramatic storylines on this entry. As a kid, it really gave you a feeling of toughness in adulthood, thanks to how darker and thrilling this felt. I know it's still all campy fun and toy ads, but I will fight that Lightspeed Rescue holds up supremely as a gold standard in entertainment. And to prove it, we're going to talk about their best war stories. Lightspeed Rescue's an amazing show, but which tales are truly the best? Are there really that many greats from a mixed season? And what's gonna be Kat's ratio over simping for Best Villain Crush Vipra or Carter Grayson Best Red Ranger? Let's race to the rescue and see. These are my top 10 best Lightspeed Rescue missions.
I am Olympus, son of Queen Banshira. Bow down before me now, or you will feel my power.
Starting off with a really sick intro to a sick villain. Olympus is a ranger foe who deserves much more praise, since the Demon Prince displays a real flair for war. For the first third of the show, the demons were led by Diabolico, who acted as the heavy for the real villains, his superior royal rulers Banshira and her offspring. Banshira was sidelined throughout most of the series as she struggled to return to her full power and physical form. While her son Olympus was still a baby dragon, the generals were babysitting and had yet to evolve into 1,000 dragon. But that all changed as soon as Diabolico perished in battle, allowing the boy to inherit his star power, which caused Olympus to grow up into the super demon warrior Olympus. After one of the creepiest cliffhangers ever, the heir to the throne arrived in order to carry on and complete the demon quest by eliminating those pesky Power Rangers. And I must admit, Olympus is a badass. He's got a cool Dragon Lord design, grandiose personality, a killer voice, some clever scheming, and is tough enough to take on the Rangers all by himself, even besting Carter Grayson.
I don't think so.
Honestly, I actually found this guy way more threatening than Diabolico. Unlike the Yellow Demon, Olympus was a hands-on villain who wasn't afraid to get his claws dirty. He takes full advantage of the Star Power's energy, is on the front lines trying to kill the Rangers alone, is fully capable of protecting himself, and shockingly, is intelligent. Olympus traps 4 of the Rangers solo and comes dangerously close to destroying their HQ, the secret aqua base. Realizing the Rangers are on the ropes, Olympus goes undercover as Carter's fellow friends for a Trojan horse plan, breaching their command center to sabotage it from within and unlock the gates for his demon horde to swarm. But Carter really is the best Red, since he notices something off about his pals, and slowly unravels this conspiracy before it's too late. I think it's safe to say that this episode began the intense rivalry between Carter and Olympus, since the two grow as ferocious archenemies here. Olympus not only capturing his friends, but proving to be one of Carter's most challenging foes over any mere monster of the week, while the Prince sees the Red Ranger as his hardest kill, who only he can defeat, planting the seeds for both their character arcs. Carter realizing he needs to train harder to win this fight, and even Olympus getting his ego in check as he learns to do the same.
I had them!
Let's put this child back in his crib.
Fucking bitch.
Really revives that Jason versus Goldar energy. I also do think this episode proves that the Ranger actors can actually act. As Olympus disguises himself as the rescue team, the cast truly get to show off some evil performances, and it really helps show that the actors are pretty talented.
Hey! Why can't I get in?
You know, you need to use your pass key.
Oh. I knew that.
Hey, Carter, buddy, how's it going?
Open it before we're detected.
Minutes away, Vipra.
Holy fish paste! It's a guy!
As you can guess, this leads to an intense fight between Carter and Olympus, which really raised the show's stakes, as this near-villain victory comes too close for comfort. A compelling sense of dread, fun situations, dark plot turns, cutesy character moments, and a gnarly intro to a twisted beast. This tale ascends to greatness.
Nice. Very nice.
Trakeena's revenge. I know, this crossover is still hotly debated to this very day, as there's a large number of fans who hate it. And there's some valid reasons why, because I'll admit this is not a perfect Ranger event. The Lost Galaxy guest stars really got screwed over in this. The grand finale to the old team doesn't impact as hard as Journey's End did. Amy Miller getting booted off her iconic role is bull, and there's way too much screen time dedicated to the little girl. This is not a flawless victory, and absolutely pales in comparison under to the 10th power. However, that said, I actually didn't think it was as bad as fans label.
You probably want one of these.
I don't think so.
You sure?
Honestly, when there's actual focus on the Galaxy Rangers, Trakeena's revenging, and the cast interactions together, it feels like a genuinely half-decent crossover. For the unaware, Trakeena's Revenge is a classic Power Rangers crossover, where the current Ranger team meets the old Ranger team. The Rescue Rangers ally with the Lost Galaxy Rangers. Woohoo! And they brought everyone back, except for Amy Miller as Trakeena. The evil bug princess returns and seeks to reclaim her Super Saiyan godhood once again. After barely healing from a bad case of Quadroblaster to the face, Trakeena managed to scurry away in the shadows to lick her wounds, where she teams up with Banshira's demon army to engineer both their tech into a machine, allowing both the queens to regain their physical perfection, using human souls as batteries. Trakeena's taken over an office building to lure in saps to sap their life force and regrow. And as you can guess, the Galaxy Rangers return from space to stop their former foe with the help of some rescue heroes. Thankfully, the story at least has 2 parts, so it does allow both Ranger groups proper time to banter and adventure. I know it's not perfect by any means, but I can't help it. I love the Lost Lost Galaxy cast, and seeing them all return to team up with the rescue crew is so cool. It's always magical to see past Rangers treated as grand legends by the new generations, since these guys earned it.
Hey, you're Leo. The Red Ranger. I am so wet right now.
The Galactic heroes slip back into their roles superbly, and share some wicked scenes with the main protags. The fight scenes are more phenomenal, as per norm. Triskull and his ghouls are fairly creepy. The grand scale of this event does peak at great heights. There's some scary imagery littered throughout, and even the lady standing in as Trakeena does a fairly decent job. It's pretty difficult to replace the sex icon Amy Miller, but the show does replicate her act quite well.
Those miserable Galaxy Rangers destroyed my magnificent beauty, so I will repay their treachery by destroying their beloved Earth.
I do wish we at least got 3 parts, since it would have been nice to see where the Galaxy cast is now in their lives, or exchange more banter with the current team. But what we got wasn't entirely weak. Trakeena's plan and unhinged revenge is packed with some grim action. It's hard to ignore that this is indeed a major event for all these Rangers, because Trakeena literally grows worse than before. She went from a hand-to-hand match into Destroya. That's no disappointment. She even wrecks a second city.
Too bad it's Sunday. Those buildings would have been filled up tomorrow.
Plus, how can the fanbase forget this crossover rewarded us the dumbest character of Power Rangers?
A monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
What, are you retarded?
Classic. Though I do believe this also deserves credit for getting 2 Ranger teams to combine their Megazords. Seriously, how does this not get more praise? The Lights of Orion helped the Galactabeast and Omega Megazord fuse as one to slay the Kaiju. I don't think this power ever comes up in any other crossovers. Now yeah, this event's easily outclassed by numerous other Power Ranger epics, but it's honestly gotten better over time, thanks to the genuine effort thrown in, a dynamic return for the Lost Galaxy crew, endless radical action, a serious atmosphere, high scope drama, and a decent final fight. Trakeena's revenge is certainly one of the highlights for Team Lightspeed. A greater legendary battle than the real legendary battle.
Excellent work, Carter.
We couldn't have done it without you guys. Thanks.
Oh, I really love Vipra. For the precise reasons you think. She's gorgeous, wicked, cool, fashionable, deceptively clever, and oddly, a badass driver. She definitely made my childhood awesome, as she's my first Power Ranger villain crush. And at the risk of losing all fanboy street cred, I'm going to say that this is easily her best episode. Wheels of Destruction is a pretty riveting thriller. Still in the early stages of the plotline, the Rangers prove to be tougher than the demons expected, as they're slaying every monster of the week the baddies toss their way, up until the sexy succubus Vipra takes matters into her own talons, by challenging and wrecking the Rescue Rangers with their hardest boss fight, her sweet ride the Viprari. I don't care what Linkara says, that car is freaking awesome. I love her Hot Wheels. The Viprari's faster than a speeding bullet, armed with weapons of city-level destruction, leaves Rangers in the dust, can teleport in a blink, sets purple fire, and is fueled by demon rage. That ride's almost as hot as her. I wish I could sit with you, Vipy. The plot itself is pretty simple. Vipra's weapon is too OP for them, where the Lightspeed crew tries adapting to her game by constructing new toys. I mean, new advanced gear for the Ranger arsenal. Carter takes this sick game very personally, as it's made loud and clear that Vipra's toying with them, and psychologically tormenting our heroes. Which amazingly makes this merchandise-driven tale feel like a dead serious war. Gotta hand it to the staff, they really know how to pitch a sale.
We had the rover's defenses up, but her lasers blasted right through.
Did you return fire?
Ineffective, sir. Her shields deflected every shot.
And talk about speed. She ran circles around us.
Now, I'll address that Vipra has an infamous reputation among the fanbase. While Jennifer Yen absolutely has the style of a femme fatale seductress demon, her acting was not all that good. I defend she got better over time, but in the early episodes, she was clearly flat and borderline goofy in many areas.
Just what I thought. In my Vipari, I'm invincible. Fighting fire with fire, eh? Prepare to get burned.
You just don't learn, do you, Vipra?
Oh, I've learned. But you'll wish you hadn't taught me.
You are so lucky you are hot.
Though that said, I think she's still a cool character. Many ask, who is Vipra really? Like, on paper, what kind of a villain is she? While I do wish we had her play up her alluring seductive side more, or gifted her some depth as a person, I think she does serve as an effective threat. Vipra is a schemer, an underhanded warrior. She clearly has no qualms fighting the Rangers on the front line, but she does prove her worth as a calculating general. She can outmaneuver the Rangers in her vehicle, is well aware she's getting under their skin, does plan first before acting, wields some magic, and as this and later episodes reveal, is a skilled manipulator. I think she's pretty perfect as a deceiver, a foe who's secretly smarter than she looks, which this episode does display, as her petty Fast and the Furious races against the team hide the fact that she's getting to them personally and smashing their confidence before pulling the kill trigger.
She was testing us.
Exactly. And now, she knows for sure that you can't beat her with the rescue rover.
Yeah, doesn't that justify my S-tier ranking of her? I love a villainess who likes to have fun before unleashing the venom. Oh, and if you're curious, yes, this all leads to a big epic vehicle fight. The Rangers get their motorcycles and enter Too Fast, Too Furious action, wrecking that speed demon and learn to appreciate each other along the way, realizing that the team unity is stronger than ever.
You don't turn your back on family.
Also, we get more setup on Joel and Miss Fairweather's will they won't they love story, which is one of the funniest arcs of the season. Truthfully, I think this episode's pure fun. Plenty of race car action, cars and cycles a million times better than turbos, funny character moments, high adrenaline pacing, toy commercial perfection, and my favorite villainess being fire. Wheels of Destruction is one hell of a ride. She deserves better from her demon posse.
Oh, you'll never beat the Rangers with that toy!
I just realized, I don't even know your name.
It's Marina.
Marina.
Yes, sir, we achieved the impossible. We actually found a solid Chad episode. The Blue Ranger has always been the shy, quiet one on his team. Chad loves the ocean, nature, and our environment, yet often keeps to himself. But his life's about to change when he falls in love with a mermaid. Oh boy.
I've never met anyone like you.
Yep, it's a wholesome Power Rangers love story. The Rescue Blue was never one of the iconic standouts on the show, and most of his episodes were usually about him accepting himself for who he is, which, while nice, didn't grant him too much depth. However, this is my favorite Chad episode, because we get to feel for him as a person. In this episode, Vipra saves and befriends a mermaid named Marina, only to trick the magical girl into into being bait to lure the Blue Ranger into a lethal death trap. After Chad beats up some idiot bullies polluting the sea, Marina falls for this compassionate Adonis and tries to attract him as her soulmate, leading to some adorable Little Mermaid tributes.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
The Blue Ranger grows feelings for this discount Ariel, and the two attempt to bond. Unfortunately, Vipra intends to sink this ship by guiding the pair towards their doom. It's a simple tale, but feels like something straight out of the Mighty Morphin era. A real cutesy, campy breather episode, orbiting the Rangers' lives with unforgettable fun. Nothing says classy culture like watching two sexy babes in hot swimsuits lounging around the beach talking romance. Now that's peak TV.
Whoa, baby.
The character Marina was only in 2 episodes, but she left a big splash on viewers. She's kind-hearted, sweet, very innocent and assuming, as she trusts Vipra, and shares a cute puppy love with Chad. It absolutely blows my mind that the Little Mermaid here is actually Psycho Yellow. Yes, for reals, Marina is the same actress who plays Psycho Yellow from In Space. She's got some impressive range.
His name is Chad. He loves the ocean and he's so kind and considerate.
When they're all done, I'll find you, Yellow Ranger.
Marina and Chad's romance is super sweet. We rarely see Chad express himself, so him falling in love for the first time with a mermaid of all people is endearing. Also, I do enjoy how Power Rangers just nonchalantly drops mythical creatures and magic in this world, even when it's entirely detached from the bigger Ranger antics. I guess since aliens, cryptids, interdimensional travelers, and living robots exist in this universe, mermaids seem like an average Tuesday for our Rangers. As you'll predict, Chad and Marina are duped by the demon, leading to a badass battle by the bay. Even on Power Rangers, love is a battlefield. The climax is also ridiculous fun, thanks to the beach setting, allowing Chad and Marina to shine. That mermaid may be cool, but you'll always have my love, Vipra.
How dare you use someone so innocent for your dirty work? That's low. Even for you.
You haven't seen how low I can go.
I love you.
Tragically, Chad and Marina don't get together in this one, but they leave the door wide open for a heartfelt reunion, which does arrive later. You could say their love's like the ocean. It's just that deep. Screw you, I thought it was cute. Might not be a heavy hitter, but it serves as a wholesome, light-hearted tale. An adorable rom-com between two unlikely spirits, gorgeous seaside cinematography, over-the-top action, heartwarming fun, and the Blue Ranger and even Vipra kicking butt. This is an underrated swim. Somehow Power Rangers made a better live-action Little Mermaid than Disney.
We may have lost today, but now we know Blue Ranger's weakness. Love.
Weakness? I'd say it made him much stronger! My babies are ready to hatch soon, and they will need nourishment. And since there are so many, they will need much to eat.
There is plenty of food in Marina Bay.
Do any of you have a deep fear of spiders? Well, don't fret. This episode will help reinforce those nightmares. Web War is an ultra creepy episode, as it will make you feel afraid of web spinners. As campy and ludicrous as this franchise is, I don't think Power Rangers gets enough credit for another skill it's supreme at: R-rated horror material. It's super impressive how scary the saga could be, as once Power Rangers started embracing some darker and creepier storytelling, we got a few very terrifying epics, with Web War being one of the best. Desperate for a win against those pesky spandex supers, the demons hire a giant slimy spider woman named Arachnor to assassinate them. But this mama predator doesn't just plan on killing the Rangers, spiders, but feeding them and their whole band to her babies.
Spiders! A giant legion of spiders!
And this basic Monster of the Week plot spirals into a hardcore horror film, as Arachnor and her spiders are played up for dead serious terror, almost annihilate the good guys, have the grossest imagery of this season, act as dreadful creatures, and almost succeed at eating people. The monsters infiltrate the Aquabase, picking off the agents one by one, and were gifted massive spiderwebs straight out of Shelob's lair. This is an insane creature feature.
Oh my god, I crapped my pants.
Arachnor really sticks out as a vicious monster, since she has lethal warrior skills, a twisted design, can transform into smaller arachnids, has cybernetics to study opponents, and can do anything a spider can. She's scarred many kids for life. And just to complement this more, it's also a Carter episode. Woohoo! The Red Ranger has to solo duel against the Spider-Woman as she's taken all his friends and allies, culminating in Carter achieving his Battleizer armor, which is made all the more glorious since he doesn't just unlock it by pressing a secret button on the morpher, instead undergoing a pretty solid personal journey to master the Lightspeed arsenal on his own, leading to one epic battle with an equally epic monster. And for a short standalone episode, there's some fantastic action. We get spider warfare, power upgrades, demon magic, infant bug death, and even high-speed chases. Carter Grayson totally earns his street cred during this fable, since the stunt work is pure fire. And of course, my girl Vipra getting involved is just icing on the cake. But it has the biggest death scene, the destruction of the Viprari!
No!
Dang, the Red Ranger's so cool he broke the status quo. Overall, I think Web War is a pretty tight entry, as it captures a perfect blend of high-stakes action, grisly demon nightmares, creature feature levels of doom, blood-pumping tension, and compelling character development at the same time. This chapter will truly entangle you in its web.
I can't believe you guys were all afraid of a little spider.
4 crystals stolen.
I've always considered Kelsey an underrated Yellow Ranger. While she was definitely not superior over the likes of Ashley, Trini, or the lovely Maya, Kelsey was so lovable thanks to her spunky pep, her fun-loving childish innocence, totally tubular athleticism, and her warm optimism all throughout her tenure on Lightspeed. I'd say she was the wasp of her team, the energetic, enthusiastic tomboy who loves being a hero and saw her co-workers as true companions. Yet this episode pretty much solidified her as a deeply layered character. My favorite villain, Vipra, has become a sexy cat burglar, robbing the city of rare crystals to use as batteries empowering a lethal death machine devised by her monster, Professor Mole Man.
Cowabunga, dudes.
The giant laser is near complete, but requires only one last mega crystal. And that jewel happens to be owned by Kelsey's rich grandma.
What are the odds?
Unfortunately, the Yellow Rangers put through the ringer on this mission, as we discover that Kelsey and her family don't get along. Her grandma doesn't love her anymore, but the duo are forced to work together in order to prevent a greater evil, where their relationship is seriously tested, and we learn more about the Yellow Ranger that we never would have known.
You haven't talked to her in years. Why not?
We really don't have a lot in common.
In a rare concept for Power Rangers, we see the plucky, happy-go-lucky Ranger actually has a depressing backstory and poor kinship with her family. The episode doesn't outright state it, but implies Kelsey might have been disowned by her family. Her parents are never brought up, and her grandma clearly doesn't seem to care for her, acting rather cold and detached from her easygoing granddaughter. According to Kel, she claims that her relatives only care about money, and nothing else, don't speak to each other much, and teases that she's a black sheep among her clan. This is weirdly a mature yet emotional story, where Kel has to overcome her trauma and make amends. I was pleasantly surprised, since this hints that Kelsey has been a sad clown hiding her own drama and inner turmoil by staying positive this entire time. That's quite the profound character for somebody who seemed like the funny Ranger. Well, no, Wes Collins, the Yellow Ranger gets a solid adventure, where she proves her worth as a person, and heroes up trying to protect her grandma's gem, combating demons solo, and being extreme along the way. The family drama is quite good, as her grandma gets called out for being a rich bitch, and is forced to question if she truly does love her wealth more than her own family, adding a very nuanced theme to this silly family picture. Kelsey's tasked with protecting the fifth crystal and stashing it away where the demons can't locate it, but tragically fails because Vipra and Dr. Mole are too smart, leading to a heartbreaking scene of the Winslows fighting, with our beloved heroine blaming herself and vowing to fix her screw up. It also leads to Carter's epic one-liner defending his friend like a true boss.
But grandmother,
I don't want to hear another word.
I couldn't be more disappointed in you.
Now, goodbye.
You have all this, but nothing in here.
That is why Carter's the best leader. He should be president.
You have all this, but
Nothing in here.
And this leads to, say it with me, a badass fight scene. Kelsey tries proving herself by saving the crystal alone, but the demons are too tough, which, no Kitten, gears up towards Kelsey's grandma having a change of heart and beating monsters to death in order to save her grandchild. It's so hilarious, yet somehow badass. How can you not cheer or laugh at this cackling old lady kicking ass to save her baby?
Granny will bust a cap in your ass!
I wish my grandma could beat monsters to death. I'd be so cool. This episode's so crazy, I love it. Grandma kicking arse, bizarre combat scenes, deep growth for Kelsey, over-the-top amazement, extreme sports, a charming family moral, and it even has Vipra cosplaying as a sexy Catwoman and stripping down. Now that's peak TV.
Whoa, baby.
In seriousness, this is an insanely fun chapter. Kelsey's an awesome ranger, so she deserves an awesome ending. Who would have guessed we'd get a good version of Grandma Matchmaker?
Race you to the park.
you're gonna lose.
Not me.
Family. Here is my permanent gift to you.
a tattoo?
Kinda cheating with this slot, since Cobra Tattoo Arc is technically multiple episodes. But hey, nobody complained when we counted Journey's End as one whole plot line, so I think we're good, since this is also a connected three-parter.
I think we just found our loophole. Literally. Wop wop!
Ryan has officially joined Team Lightspeed as the official 6th teammate, the Titanium Ranger. Tragically, he's off on a slippery start. You see, the 6th Ranger formerly was a bad guy, but once he went AWOL against the Demon Armada, Diabolico gave him a curse mark as punishment. Ryan has a magic snake demon tattoo branded on him, and every time he morphs, the Cobra rises further and further, until it reaches his neck and poisons him to death. Perfect way to scare kids away from getting inked. This leads to a terrifyingly twisted story arc of Ryan trying to overcome the curse and fulfill his ranger duties, as the teams put through another intense war, getting closer to besting Diabolico. To make matters worse, the Yellow Mage summons his 3 elite generals to act as the toughest obstacle the Rangers have ever faced, causing the team to brutally struggle against overpowered warlords, as well as speeding up Ryan's curse countdown.
I'm sorry, Ryan, but until we figure something out, you do not morph into the Titanium Ranger. Understood?
But Dad...
No buts.
This is easily one of the season's best storylines, since it's mega disturbing, intense, and once more feels like something out of a horror movie. Ryan's curse mark is unsettling, thanks to the detail on the snake. The fact that death is a very real looming threat feels suspenseful, and seeing a Power Ranger writhing in agony is a haunting sight. Elevating this arc even higher is that the show's overarching story also shifts into high gear. Queen Banshira is getting closer to Earth, forcing Diabolico to step up his game as his very life is at stake. The Demon Warlock has been sitting in the throne room barking orders and planning schemes from safety this whole time, like a classic Rangers foe. But when he enters the battlefield, Diabolico pulls no punches. We finally get to see some skills flexed and deeper persona given to the general. Diabolico wrecks a Megazord, nearly breaks apart the Rangers, and is so deranged that he even attempts to murder Kid Impus. For reals, we almost see a bad guy off a baby.
You'll never have my powers. I'll destroy you first.
Diabolical! What are you doing?
I've just been adoring little Olympus as he sleeps.
This show is savage. Of course, even the core Rangers gain chances to shine too. The gang bounce well off of Ryan, adapt at combating these elite demons, and we can't ever forget Carter's badass standoff when trapped with Demon Knight.
Don't force me, or I'll have no choice but to destroy both of you.
Go ahead! But I'm sure you're well aware that at that close distance, you'll blow up yourself, too!
Come on, Red. Pull the trigger.
This isn't the right way. I'm going to help Ryan.
Then I'll give it to you!
Carter Grayson for president. I think it's safe to say that this was where the show got real. Lightspeed Rescue evolved into a darker, far more dramatic entry through this multi-parter especially. Diabolico loses his mind, the Demon Trio are tough troublemakers, the rescue team starts suffering setbacks, new villains gain heavy buildup, and to top it all off, the Titanium Ranger is dying. Though my favorite part has to be the climax with the Cobra mummy. Ryan realizes that the curse is influenced by a magical being nested inside the demon temple from the start of the saga, where he dukes it out with a giant creepy snake mummy in his last chance to overcome the death mark. I thought this beast was ghastly.
You're no match for me!
Naturally, the Rangers overcome any obstacle, no matter how deadly, and win through sheer determination. However, the darkness never ceases. The Demon Trio and even Diabolico all die, but the Rangers only leaped out of the frying pan and into the fire, as we get a nightmarish twist ending. Queen Banshira's returned, and her son ascends. This was very much the point where both the heroes and villains grew grew more lethally serious, as we were far removed from the typical goofy Ranger affairs, like giant pizza traps. A grim narrative with life on the line, harsh struggles between all characters, gruesome imagery inspired by scary movies, brutal action, trust issues, triumphant heroes, deranged monsters, and a shattering of the status quo, the Curse of the Cobra saga has a sharp bite.
You have done the impossible. You defeated the mighty Diabolico.
Welcome to my lair, Red Ranger.
At last we meet, Queen Banshira.
Speaking of scary topics, time to finally talk about our primary antagonist, Queen Banshira. Upon her return to Earth, the Demon Queen was supposed to return to her glorious form to achieve full power once more. However, the Rangers disrupted the ceremony, causing her to suffer a major setback, which put her out of commission for 90% of the season. Banshira was trapped in a disfigured flying blob form, unable to move or take part in major action against those pesky power wielders. Until now. Banshira's transformation is complete, and she's stepping into the ring, ready to unleash hell. The kitty gloves are off now, as the heroes will suffer the wrath of the Queen.
He said it!
Banshira's always been hyped up and built up to as the deadliest evil of the universe all throughout the show. And it's here we see why. She is scary. Queen Banshira is one of the scariest monsters of Power Rangers. As soon as she reclaims command and challenges Lightspeed head on, the show's tone quickly darkens. Every time she's on screen, the mood considerably gets colder and she lacks any humor. The demons launch an all-out assault against our team to kill them off for good. Yet unbeknownst to her own colleagues, the Queen's fighting to win, no matter the cost. We gain a greater grasp on the deep, vile nature of the villain leader, which made her one of my top faves. Queen Banshira's ruthless, selfish, and absolutely psychotic. Almost worse than her son, a demented conqueror who will stop at nothing to obtain her victory, even at the cost of her own loyalists. She's a total bitch, who takes her own elite minions for granted and proves to be the worst boss in the whole franchise.
You have always been my favorite, Lokai. Therefore, I grant your request. You may destroy the Rangers.
Oh, thank you!
I'm confident you will make me proud.
I promise that I will, my queen. You can count on me.
12 seconds later.
My queen, did I hear correctly? You're really going to trust Lokai?
Of course not, you fool. I'm just going to use him to trap the Power Rangers. He's expendable, just like all of you.
She's worse than 10 Diabolicos.
I really enjoy this lunatic, since Queen Banshira is the purest personification of evil. Heck, even her plan is simple yet sadistic. How is she going to eliminate those Rangers? Set them on fire and slowly burn them to death.
All the powers of hell!
Oh, and the Rangers don't die quickly. She uses them as bait to lure Best Red Ranger into a trap, all while dragging out their torment. Seeing your heroes dying a painful death is traumatizing. But just in case the nightmare fuel isn't enough, we also get some low-key tragedy. The Queen's so heartless that even her own minions are unsafe from her wrath. The demon gang we've been following and enjoying all season are completely shattered. Diabolico is so betrayed by his idol that he considers turning good. Jinxer ditches his cohorts in favor of Olympus, Vipra's gone, and Loki dies.
It's too late for me, but not for you, Diabolico!
Thankfully, they give us a hope spot when Carter and the Queen partake in their first confrontation, and it's glorious. Yet still proves to be the team's hardest boss fight ever due to her magnificent power. Again, very scary what a powerhouse female Satan is.
You only destroyed my skull cavern, so I'll just return the favor and destroy your city!
Too bad it's Sunday. Those buildings would have been filled up tomorrow.
Gotta admit, when Queen Bansheera gets proactive, she gets stuff done. This dark turn makes you realize that the only reason why the demons were losing was because Bansheera was stuck sidelined. Cause as soon as she was ready, she mauls those rangers like nothing. That's how boss this ghoul is. And to make matters worse, this isn't even the finale, but the start of the finale, alerting you that Lightspeed is in for some ferocious hell. Bone-chilling horrors, blazing action, uneasy suspense, serious story progression, a bleak mood shift, nifty visuals, and the rise of a twisted foe. This episode really skyrocketed this era's greatness. The only reason why it's not number one is because they took away Vipra. Even the hottie dies. Drat. Right when Jennifer's acting improved. Regardless, this was a sick beginning of the end.
You'll soon feel the true magnificence of the mighty powers of Queen Bansheera!
I'm leaving Mariner Bay. I have to find out who I am.
Well, it's no true Best Power Rangers list without mentioning the 6th Ranger. I know technically this should count as a part of the Cobra curse arc, but this episode honestly felt more like a proper conclusion for the Evil Ranger storyline, so I'm counting it as its own thing. Ryan returns, now fully abandoning his troubled past as a villain. However, he has zero clue on what to do with his life, as he feels lost. Ryan's unsure of his worth, and doesn't believe he should be alongside his family now, so he's leaving the bay to find himself. Simultaneously, this is when Diabolico summons his elite warrior trio to finish the Rangers, as his job and life are on the line, and they quickly prove to be quite dangerous towards our rescue heroes. The trio plant thousands upon thousands of bombs across Mariner Bay, disguised as ordinary feathers, which will explode at sundown, leading to one heck of a countdown to destruction. But during this endeavor, Ryan saves the lives of a family he befriended earlier, coming to the realization that he is worthy of being a noble hero after all, leading to the reason why this episode's high up the list. Ryan saves the day by becoming the Titanium Ranger.
Is that all you've got?
The 6th Ranger is radical, as the powers and skills he harnesses are equally incredible. He wields a high-tech arsenal of weapons at his belt, a really awesome uniform, and is competent enough to take on 3 Demon Knights. Heck, if Ryan didn't even step in, the main Rangers would have been finished. That's how bossa nova he is. And you know what makes him even better? The Titanium Ranger is 100% an original character, created just for the American show. Yeah, this guy doesn't exist in the Japanese series at all. The staff took a huge risk and created their own unique Power Ranger. All the footage you see with him, all his gnarly fight scenes, and all his appearances were made by the American studio. This is the first Ranger who was devised for this adaptation alone.
It's so original!
The Titanium Ranger also had the lucky fortune of being a part of a fun story. Ryan completes his character arc here by becoming the true hero he was destined to be. The villains are amusing, Mariner Bay comes close to revisiting Death's Door, there's wicked violence, and it all ends with a well-deserved cheery family reunion. The 6th Ranger always has big shoes to fill ever since Tommy Oliver left an impossible impossibly high bar, but Ryan managed to be one of the best to reach it, ironically gaining far superior character development over many of the Prime Rangers. This was groundbreaking for the franchise at the time, revealing how creative Power Rangers still was. There's such a kick-ass feel-good vibe to this story, which makes you want to shout. There's a reason why this title's a major fan fave, because the saga broke new ground with this experiment by delivering an unforgettable origin. Ryan's destiny is as solid as titanium.
This is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Family.
Before we reach our number one, here's a few honorable mentions.
You're too late. Nothing can stop me now.
Nothing except us. And that's just what we're gonna do.
This is it. The grand finale. The last stand between our paladins and the dark demonic forces of evil. When it comes to endings, the final send-off is what either makes or breaks a Power Ranger show. And I'm happy to report that the fate of Lightspeed is a more phenomenal bang. It's the ultimate showdown between Queen Banshira's unholy demon spawn and the brave, war-torn Rescue Rangers. Everything the show's been building up to comes to a close in this fight, and it's godly. After so many victories and struggles, the Rangers are utterly wrecked and nearly broken by the villains. Queen Banshira enacts her final scheme to dethrone her enemies and achieve her ultimate endgame, opening up a portal to hell, unleashing every dead Power Ranger monster ever upon the globe, so they can massacre all human life and take over the world.
Of course.
However, for once, Lightspeed gets trounced by the evildoers when they cut them off at the knees by invading the Aqua Base. Jinxer finally scores a victory when he plants a battling card on the Megazord to spawn billions of enemies from within the command center, which utterly annihilates the crew's HQ. Meanwhile, both Ryan and Carter launch a spy mission to uncover Banshira's plot and find a way to defeat her, only for the villainess to strike hard. This is legit one of the greatest Power Ranger finales, period. The series goes absolute savage on this climax, rewarding us some grandiose action, stellar effects, hard-hitting dramatics, warped horror imagery, touching character bonding, twists and turns you don't see coming, and miraculously, some heavy emotional moments. The destruction of the Aqua Base is such a devastating and thrilling ride. Love the Batlings going totally nuts, assaulting every worker in their path, since this is the first time the goofy minions are actually intimidating. Even the Rangers, who routinely beat them daily, actually get overwhelmed by their Zerg rush. Though the big Emmy moment has to go to Captain Mitchell's breakdown. Seeing the wise mentor thoroughly broken from losing his entire life's work and hopes to bring justice is such a raw scene that it almost feels like something beyond Power Rangers.
Everything I've worked so hard for, it's gone.
The all is lost moment!
Watching the iconic Ranger hangout set get trashed always hurts. The lighthearted heroes grow up into serial heroes after so many wacky misadventures and manage to keep up the fight even in their darkest hour. Plus, we get to see the submarine from the pilot finally used. Of course, my MVP has to be Queen Banshira because she's at her worst here. She's hellbent on finishing this world off and goes to her greatest lengths obliterating anyone in her way. Even Carter Grayson, the best Red Ranger, struggles to defeat her in a one-on-one match. That's how savage she is. While the team uniting at the castle storming isn't on par with the famed Z-Wave or Trakeena's final stand, there's so much epic tension over the portal that it's hard not to enjoy. The cherry on top is our heroes are still noble souls. Queen Bansheera doesn't go down easy. Even when she falls to her death, she eats Carter down with her, yet Grayson is actually willing to sacrifice himself by ordering his pals to close the tomb anyway to ensure hell fails. He's willing to die torn apart by demons to save trillions of lives. That's why he's best Red Ranger. Mercifully, he's spared because we win the most satisfying villain defeat ever.
Diabolical, just in time to help!
I am here to help. Help the Rangers destroy you for good.
No!
If you didn't cheer during that scene, you're more heartless than She-Ra. Glad to see I-Guy vengeance. And naturally it wraps up all loose threads and rewards our Rangers an overdue happy ending. Only to remind you that power or no power, they're always heroes. I think the finale's undoubtedly the show at its best, serving as a golden farewell for a Ranger team. All our heroes endure through their darkest hour, the evil Queen's at her gruesomest, the conflict's the end of the world, former faces reappear, non-stop action all around, an emotional roller coaster of a story, brutal losses, more brutal victories, and a solid moral of hope. How can anyone not enjoy this? The freaking Power Rangers foil the Rapture. This is a victorious mission accomplished. The fate of Lightspeed is the best rescue tale.
Hey! You forgot these!
And that's mission complete. So, what do you think? Love it, hate it, mid? Which are your top rescue missions? Feel free to comment down low. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and time for me to ride. Haha! Just as I thought. In my Vipra, I'll be visible.
Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! The signal is calling, our planet is falling. The danger will test you, better make it Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Lightspeed, go! Power's on its way. Rangers save the day. Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue! Lightspeed, go!
Oh, you'll never beat the Rangers with that toy!